It's the end of the day with Ray. Hello, my friends. Well, ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to jump on that gigantic, sharp, interactive board, go through Brothers' first quarter numbers, FY24. I'm going to share Brothers' revenue numbers from the year 2019 through 2023 for the Printing Solutions Group and the Domino Business Group. The revenue numbers and the operating profit numbers over those 5 years. But before I get into Brothers' numbers, I got to do a quick correction. A quick correction on a video I did last week. Last week when I was discussing Konica Minolta's financials, I said they had a $2.7 million operating profit. And then I said it was so disgustingly low that I didn't even color all it in green. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I made a mistake. I didn't see the little minus in front of the number. They actually had a $2.7 million loss for their first quarter over at Konica Minolta as a company. And I wanted to get that out there, correct that mistake. Because, I mean, this video could have been shown in Chicago to all those dealers that showed up to the Konica meeting. And the dealers would have left the meeting thinking that Konica Minolta had a $2.7 million operating profit gain, when in fact they had a $2.7 million loss. Now that that's out of the way, let's jump in there and look at Brother. Their top line revenue for the whole company was $1.5 billion. They had an operating profit of $148 million, or 10.2%. You know, I don't ever remember a time when Brother as a corporation didn't have an operating profit. Congratulations, Brother. Let's look at the Printing Solutions Group. Ladies and gentlemen, the Printing Solutions Group has two categories: communications and printing equipment, and labeling. Those two categories combined did $911.9 million. In the communications and printing equipment group, it was $793.7 million, and in the labeling, it was $118.2 million. The operating profit on the $911.9 million was $114.1 million, or 12.5%. 12.5%. I got to put the pen down. We're going to give them a big clap. Congratulations. That's a great first quarter for the Printing Solutions Group. Now what I wanted to do is I wanted to look at the revenue numbers and the profitability of the Printing Solutions Group from the year 2019 to 2023. These numbers in dollars are based on today's Forex, but I wanted to focus on the percentage of growth in revenue from 2019 to 2023. We all know that in FY2023 in the Printing Solutions Group, Brother produced $3.5 billion. But let's go back to 2019. In 2019, based on today's Forex, it was $2.7 billion. Going into 2020, they had a 3% decline. Well, of course they did. The whole world went to hell in the year 2020. Going from 2020 to 21, they had a 9% growth. Going from the year 21 to 22, they had an 18% growth, brought them up to $3.4 billion. And then going from 22 to 23, it was a 3% at $3.5 billion. They're forecasting for FY 2024 to have $3.5 billion, so they're going to be flat, zero growth. Their operating profit in their forecast for the Printing Solutions Group for 2024 is $409 million, or 11.7%. But ladies and gentlemen, look at the operating profit from 2019 to 2023 as a percentage of revenue. In 2019, 14.4%. 2020, 15.9%. 2021, 13.8%. 2022, 7.3%. 2023, 11.8%. They had 1 year in 5 years where they had less than double-digit percent of operating growth. And that was in the year 2022. And we know we had some big supply chain issues in 2022, all players in the industry, right? This is phenomenal operating profit. This is discipline. The question I have for Brother is, have you hit the wall in the Printing Solutions with your top line revenue? In 2022, $3.4 billion, 2023, $3.5 billion, 2024 forecast, $3.5 billion. And more importantly, Brother, what is the Workhorse Series revenue number as part of that $3.5 billion? How is that business growing for you? Because you have tremendous opportunity to grow that business. Ladies and gentlemen, at Brother, you got to shake things up. Disrupting is seizing opportunities where others fear to respond. Disrupting is seizing opportunities where others fear to respond. I look at this Workhorse Series and I think, what an opportunity you have. When you go to the BTA meeting, you should have a sign that says, if you're a Lexmark dealer, come and see us. We're going to help bail you out of the subsidiary of a PRC that got banned over forced enslaved labor, a company called 9-Star. You want to bail out of that subsidiary, Lexmark, and come over to Brother. We're here to help you. We're going to do whatever we got to do to help you get away from Lexmark. Sounds pretty tough. Sounds mean. At the end of the day, there's a famous entrepreneur, Ray Kroc, and what did he say? when the competition's drowning, get a garden hose, shove it down their throat, and turn on the faucet. Brother, turn on the faucet. Get excited about helping dealers escape Lexmark. Get excited about going into the marketplace and replacing overspec'd and oversold A3 machines and putting in the Workhorse series. You have a lot of room to grow. Every time you replace an overspec'd and oversold A3 with one of your Workhorse series machines, guess what? That's new hardware revenue and new supply revenue. Go after it. Go after it hard. We're looking at the financials at Konica Minolta and Ricoh. They're struggling at best, right? Go after their base of A3. Go into the marketplace and fight. Now let's look at the Domino Business Group. Top line revenue, $199 million, and we know the Domino Business Group is their industrial print, right? $199 million in revenue for their first quarter. They had an operating profit of 6%, $11.6 million. But let's go back in time from the year 2019 through 2023. The Domino Business Group, from profitability, has been a roller coaster. But let's look at the revenue. Let's start there. In 2019, based at today's Forex, it was $458.3 million. Going from 2019 to 2020, they had a 3.5% growth. 2020 to 21, a 21.3% growth. 21 to 22, a 19% growth. 22 to 23, a 9% growth. They're forecasting $770.5 million for FY 2024, which would be a 6% growth. They're forecasting an operating profit for FY 2024, the Domino Business Group, of $30.5 million or 4%. But when you look at the operating profit going back to the year 2019, it's not a pretty story. In 2019, they had an operating profit of $26.5 million or 5.8%. In 2020, they lost $162.3 million in the Domino Group. In 2021, they made $34 million at 6%. In 2022, they lost $39.4 million. In 2023, they lost $163.7 million. But you know, I have to throw this out there. If you think about what the Brother Group does with Domino, they separate their industrial print business. They show you the revenue number of their industrial print business and the operating profit number of their industrial print business. Ricoh and Konica Minolta don't do that. They lump a bunch of other crap in there with it. And then they give you the operating profit of it all together. So let's just pretend that we take the Domino Business Group, this industrial print business, and we mix it in with the Printing Solutions Group, which we saw the profitability of that. Double digit every year for 5 years except for 1 year, right? Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you go back to 2023's number and you bundle Domino Business with the Printing Solutions Group, the revenue would be $4.2 billion. If you bundle the operating profit, the loss over here in Domino, with the gain in the Printing Solutions Group, you would end up with $249.4 million operating profit, or 6%, still crushing both Konica Minolta and Ricoh. And from a top-line revenue number for industrial print, Konica Minolta for the year FY 2023 did $254.4 million. Brothers damn near beat them their first quarter against that number. Our friends at Ricoh did $268 million. Yes, Brother has to figure out his profitability problem, figure it out really quick. And I would ask this question of Brother: what's the post-Roland plan? You know, Brother was going to buy Roland, and I was excited about that, man. I was hoping that thing would have went through. That would have gave Brother a whole new product line, some more synergies. I mean, it could have been awesome. What's the next plan? What are you going to do in this industrial space to make sure that you could be profitable in it? You don't want your industrial business to bring down the profitability of the whole company. What's the plan there? It'll be interesting to see where they go. But ladies and gentlemen, when you look at their forecast, I got to do a big shout out. Forecasting based in profit discipline. Congratulations. I'm so sick of looking at some of these OEMs and their forecasts. They don't even try. Yeah, let's get 2%. We'll have a party. Over here at Brother, I'm thinking if anybody said we're going to have a 2% or a 1.1% operating profit, they'd fire all the people involved in that decision. At Brother, their forecast is $5.6 billion for top-line revenue. They're forecasting a $596 million operating profit, or 10%. They'll get there. Ladies and gentlemen at Brother, don't play the disruption game based on the rules of those you intend to disrupt. Don't play the disruption game based on the rules of those you intend to disrupt. Break the rules. Take Ray Kroc's philosophy. When the competition's drowning, get a garden hose, shove it down the throat, and turn on the faucet. And everybody watching me knows this. Status quo is the killer of all that'll be invented. Don't get stuck in status quo, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.